people they should buy. But what's interesting about, or do what I do, you know, people should do what they want. They shouldn't follow me. I'm just here for entertainment, really. But this is I've been tracking this token now for a few days, called Cuff. It's like a Solana meme. And it's actually interesting because I was looking at it today and yesterday. Let me just delete this stuff. And what I was thinking about, I was looking at the pattern of the price. I'm not 100%, but there is some kind of, it's the wrong one. There is some kind of V shaped recovery going on here. Yeah. I'm not 100% about this, but it does look like it, because normally when it comes to V-shaped recoveries, that's how it is. Yeah, a V. Now, not with a V-shaped recovery, usually you take out the high. That's the only reason why I'm a little bit hesitant on this idea. And we haven't actually done that. And so the question is, which high do you take out? Do you take out the launch high or this first pivot high? Well, the first pivot high was, you see that first green high, this one here, that was taken out only by a fraction, a small fraction. So you had the launch, you had the first sell-off, and then you put in this pivot high before the price dropped. And what I'm seeing in the way the price has moved is this pivot taken out here, it kind of looks like a V. Yeah, and for me, for a V to be correct, you have to make a higher high. You can't just make you can't make a V and make lower highs. And so here you can see you've just fractionally made a higher high. And now we're in some kind of, what normally happens is some kind of downward channel or trend or something like that. And obviously the invalidation is not to go lower than there. And often with these, it depends. Like they can be like 50%. Price can come back down to 50% of the way down. Sometimes to the golden pocket. So I'm just looking at that. I've been looking at this and thinking this does look a little bit like a V-shaped recovery. And so what you can see is from this pivot low all the way up to the top there. See how the price has come back down to where the golden pocket. You see that? The golden pocket. You know, people saying you can't do technical analysis on illiquid small market cap tokens. Well, why did the golden pocket support the price? Like, you can't, these people who say that can't explain that to me. Yeah. And so often when people say that, they're just stupid. So, you know, call it for what it is, you know, and I don't follow stupid people. I don't listen to stupid people. So that's what it's looking like. I can see right now, just looking at it, the golden pocket's on the price. And obviously I've done this before. I'll do it again. I'll update the volume profile. Wherever it is. I can't find it here, but there it is. And also what you can see is that the price has come all the way down to the value area low and the golden pocket. Potentially, I was imagining this lower trend line in the past, and potentially we are forming an equilibrium triangle too. Okay, so there's two things happening here potentially. Maybe there's a V-shaped recovery and we're just kind of, and normally when it comes to V-shaped recoveries, and I don't know if people are familiar with V-shaped recoveries, but there's two types of V-shaped recovery that you can see in there probably is more, there's probably loads, but these are the two that I often see. I always try and find some kind of easy chart to describe it, but I never do, like an image. Let me see if I can find one quickly. Probably not. Anyway, usually with V-shaped recoveries, you get the V. Yeah. Let me just update. Just delete that. Let me go to a slightly higher time frame as well. And actually I can delete that now because I think we all know where the price is. It's just above the golden pocket, or the golden pocket's holding it. So usually with V-shaped recoveries you get like a V, some kind of V. Oh god, I can't even draw a V these days. And then you'll get a pullback, and the pullback has to be gentle. You don't want the price to just come down like that. You want it to be gentle, and it basically is trying to find support. So effectively with V-shaped recovery, people buy at the lows, they sell at the highs, they take their profit, and that's just a taking profit exercise. It gives people a chance to accumulate. It gives people a chance to have taken profit to reaccumulate. That's effectively what this is now. Yeah, confirmation would be a breakout. Yeah, a breakout. And so and then the other V-shape, there's two V-shaped recoveries. The other V-shaped recovery would be if the price went above the neckline and it found support back on the neckline for continuation. So there's two types of V-shapes that I'm familiar with and I see all the time. That the one that I just drew is much rarer because it's over the top bullish. But this is V-shaped recoveries, or in essence they're very bullish anyway. Yeah, but you can always fail a V-shape can always fail. If it fails, it becomes bearish, unfortunately. How does a V-shape here in the context of this fail? Well, this is your invalidation. So you obviously don't want to make a lower low. That would invalidate the V-shape, and then this whole thing becomes bearish. I don't think that's going to happen because the volume has been, we're not seeing that kind of, I don't think people are selling actually. I think people are buying, and obviously that would be really catastrophic because people will lose a shit ton of value, like 73%, if it got down to that low. I think if it went, the lower it gets, the more people are inclined to buy, and that's why the golden pocket is a good ratio, because it's got the most favorable, for the most of the market, it's a favorable risk to reward ratio. But here, if this was to play out, well, look, obviously you've got that outer trend line which needs to break, and obviously you've got the point of control which needs to be flipped. That's when you're going to be seeing signs of life. So if in the future we do manage to get above the point of control on that trend line, then I think this will pump. Yeah, we'll get a really strong pump. Okay. And the other thing I was thinking to myself is it possible that we've had some kind of Elliott wave in this move up here? Of course it is. Yeah, I haven't really counted it or tried to count it, just because I don't know. You know, I can't. It's with these new tokens, you have to go to the you almost have to go to the 5-minute time frame and try and decipher waves. Yeah, impulsive waves. And I haven't really tried, but it's almost like a pointless exercise, because it doesn't really help. Okay, it doesn't make any difference to me or you. But let's just say potentially there was, you know, like I can, in a slightly higher time frame, I can see potentially some kind of let me find the tool. Potentially there's like 1, 2, I don't know, 3, 4, maybe some kind of 5 wave there, and maybe this whole thing is a corrective move. And if that's true, then obviously the invalidation would be taking out that low, which I don't expect, but I wouldn't want to see. And if that was to happen, if that is true, that would be your wave 1. We're in a wave 2, and then we are actually looking for an impulsive wave 3, which will take us into price discovery, wave 4, wave 5. However that plays out, I don't know if it is or not, and this is all speculation. entertainment value only, not financial advice, but you know, I like to have fun and imagine future price action. Then potentially, you know, if that's your one, then we somehow here we've put it, we have to see an impulsive. You know, when you see an impulsive, you don't see an impulsive, it hasn't begun yet. Let's just say hypothetically we see an impulse, 3, you know, we've had quite a deep correction here, so maybe the next one is a flat, some kind of flat correction for a 5. You know, that's what I'm imagining. If hypothetically the low is in and the correction is, this is the bottom, or we have to see where the impulse begins, obviously, then just looking at some kind of, I don't know if the low is in of this corrective move, but where is that tool? Trend base extension, that's the one. It's going to look very ugly, but that's fine, I'll have to change it. From that pivot to where I think the one ended, which is probably that pivot there. I'll just update it in a second. Somewhere to here, let's just imagine it to the value area low. I'd like to do these exact, but obviously can't. So I'll do it roughly to there. What the hell? Might have to use the magnet tool after all. Yeah. That's a trend-based fib. So it's just based on my idea of 0 to 1, 2, potentially where 2 will end. No one knows. Okay. And obviously because I'm using Deck Screener, it looks drastically, disgustingly ugly. But, you know, like an extended move based on the move from here. You've got your fib targets potentially, you know, you've got 1.618. And just back to the highs would be a 1-to-1, and then obviously you've got your higher targets. So we'll have to see how this plays out, but I'll keep a track on this. It's quite interesting. Hypothetically, from that value area low to the 1.68, what 618 is a 775% increase in value. And I think what I would like to see, let's say hypothetically that was your wave 1, and we're having a little bit of a prolonged 2. Yeah, what I'd like to see is obviously wave 1 to take us to that high number, if it's possible, who knows, to back test that V-shape idea here for a really impulsive wave 3, and then, you know, maybe something like that. Who knows? Like, I'm just making this up. And then technically, because if that was the top of your wave 1, and if we do impulse and we create a wave 3, then obviously the wave 4, the rules of Elliott waves are that the 4 can't come underneath the top of the 1. So that would be the lowest point of the price could go to if this was correct. And then you'd be looking for another impulsive move, another wave 5. As long as wave 3 is not the smallest, then the wave 5 can be really big. And the interesting thing is that, you know, we're in price discovery, so who knows, like, shit happens, right? Solana meme points. If you know, you could suddenly, if you get some kind of madness, you know, you could be looking at much higher. Who knows? If you do get that kind of behavior, if that is a wave, I don't know, I can't tell. Yeah, I'm just imagining it is. It looks quite impulsive, and there's potentially a shape forming, which would indicate that it is a wave, without going into depth and trying to count it. Then this whole arm becomes your 1. Then you'll be looking for a slightly higher time frame too. Technically, if that is your impulsive 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then technically the price could correct all the way back to here. It just can't go underneath the 0 point technically. But you know, who knows? Like we have to see what kind of correction we have, and it all will depend on the increase in value and how people sell, and then the increase in volume, and whether the market piles on. You know, like we just don't know. Yeah, crazy things can happen in crypto, but at the moment I'm just kind of contemplating the future. And like I've said before, I mean, the longer corrections are usually more bullish because the price coils and then you get explosive price action. Is this long enough? I don't know. I can't tell. It launched May. It's been a month now, almost a month. I do see that we are forming some kind of breakout triangle. And so naturally it will come to a conclusion potentially this month, sometime this month. I think if Bitcoin does start to pump, then it is possible that literally every meme coin will pump. It's possible. And also that will depend on Solana as well, because if Solana starts going to all-time highs in price discovery, then you're going to get that rotation of capital to the rotation of value after Solana pumps. A lot of the time memes pump in, they can prelude Solana, but you know, most of them probably will come afterwards. So yeah, so this is quite interesting. It's good to kind of keep an eye on the price. I'm not trading it at the moment, of course. I just bought a little small bag. I don't know where, somewhere here, somewhere at the value area low was, yeah, because it's the value area low. Why would you not buy at the value area? Of course you would. You're at the low of the range, you would. And so I bought at the value area, not exactly at the bottom. And I'll probably just see what happens, you know, hodl the cat in prison until the cat is freed. Okay, that's my cuff update. I'm not telling people to buy this. People should do their own thing and do your own research. And it is a meme coin, so a lot of people are uncomfortable with that whole idea. It's a fun, isn't it? It's just having fun. That's all it really is. That's all this really is. It's just in crypto. It can be so depressing and so lonely and so boring, yeah, that you just want to have fun sometimes, don't you? And that's what this is. That's what these memes are. Let's see if we can get the cat out of jail. Yes, I can. Venoff Gaming is asking me to have a look at CPT. That's all this is. It's just having a laugh, right? There was a AMA or something I didn't tune in. Oh look, 219 tuned in. That's a lot of people. That's a shit ton of people. All right. So while we're trying to become rich, we can also have fun, and that's what this is really. What's that? Slurf Capital. What is that? I've never seen those. This account is verified because it's an affiliate of Slurf Capital on X. I've never seen that. This account is affiliated with Slurf Capital, a private meme coin investment group aiding in growth and acceleration of meme coin communities. What the hell is this? Oh, I think you mentioned it. So I don't even know what this is. Whatever. That's the cat in prison. What else do they have? Memchan pre-sale live. Send Sol to this Addy. Don't send from exchange. No idea. Would you do that? I've never done that before. All right, this is fun. It's still fun, huh? The problem, it's fun that can make you a shit ton of money if your gamble pays off. That's what it is. Let me have a look at CBG.